Good morning, students. Today we would be doing the third chapter for physics, that is machines. Try opening a nut using your hand. Try pulling a bucket of water directly from a well. It's not very easy. But if we try to open the nut by the use of a wrench, pull the bucket with the help of a pulley, we see that it's much easier because over here you're using a machine. So machine makes our work more easy. So what are the functions and uses of a machine? Lifting a heavy load by applying less effort, by changing the point of application of effort to a convenient point, as in the case of a pulley, for obtaining gain in speed. So these are some functions and uses of a machine. So over here we are seeing that we should know what is load. Load means the force to be overcome by a machine is known as load. Effort, the force applied on the machine to overcome the load, is called as the effort. So you should know what is load, what is effort. Then mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage means load to effort. So mechanical advantage can be greater than 1, it can be less than 1, it can be equal to 1. When can it be greater than 1? We are seeing that it is having a numerator and a denominator. So if the denominator is less, means if the effort needed is less, it will be greater than 1. So it is used as a force multiplier. When can it be less than 1? When effort is more, means the denominator is more. Effort is greater, it will be less than 1, so it is gain in speed. When can it be equal to 1? When the effort is equal to the load. Effort and load both are equal, so it will be acting as a change in direction. It cannot be a force multiplier or gain in speed. It can just be used to change the direction. Mechanical advantage, as we are seeing, that has no units. Why it does not have units? Because it is ratio of two similar quantities. So this is what you should know for mechanical advantage. Velocity ratio. Velocity ratio means the velocity of the effort to the velocity of load. The velocity of load, velocity is displacement of load by time. Velocity of effort is displacement of the effort to time. So velocity ratio is dE by t by dl by t. T gets cancelled, so it is dE by dl, means displacement of effort to the displacement of load. So here again velocity ratio can be greater than 1, less than 1, or equal to 1. When it will be greater than 1? If the displacement of effort is more than the load. Displacement of effort is more than load, it will be greater than 1. When the displacement of load will be more than the displacement of effort, it will be less than 1. When the displacement of effort will be equal, it will be equal to 1. So if it is less than 1, it is gain in speed. If it is more than 1, it is a force multiplier. If it is equal to 1, it will be change in direction. Then we should know what is work input. Work input means the work done on the machine by effort is known as work input. Work output, the work done by the machine on load, is known as work output. So here we have efficiency. Efficiency means the ratio of the work done by the machine on the load, that is the work output, to the work done on the machine by effort, that is work input. So efficiency is work output by work input. What is work output? Load into the displacement of load. What is work input? effort into the displacement of effort, the efficiency is L into dl by E into dE. What is L by E? That is mechanical advantage. What is dE by dl? That is velocity ratio. So over here we have efficiency is mechanical advantage by velocity ratio. So again, this is a very important derivation. You should know that work output, load into displacement of load, work input, effort into displacement of effort. So efficiency is mechanical advantage by velocity ratio. Then an ideal machine. What is an ideal machine? An ideal machine is one in which his efficiency must be 100%. That is, work input must be equal to the work output. That is an ideal machine. But the machines which you use are all actual machines where the output is always less than the input. Now, why is the output always less than the input? Because there is a lot of loss of energy. There are moving parts in the machine which are neither weightless, they have their own weight, they must be having friction. The string, if the machine is having any string, the string must not be perfectly elastic and the parts may not be perfectly rigid. So the efficiency for an actual machine is always less than 100%. So in this module we have seen for machines the efficiency, mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, work input, work output, ideal machine and actual machine. So you please go through the chapter. In the next module we'll be doing for levers. Thank you.